Sika educate, yeah, what Facebook, YouTube, and Insta. Sika educate, yeah, cassava, abum, our real impunto. Sika educate, or don't come up, run, yeah, who are true. Sika educate, Unyani baby, Sika educate, ain't like you page, you know, I am vibe. But more than go YouTube, ho, subscribe it. Sika educate is the name. All a man them so steady come for inspiration, motivation, modern education. For Franada, when it's here, or don't come or Ekusika deba. For Franada, Bema Jai, or don't come or Ekusika deba. Sika educate, yeah, what Facebook, YouTube, and Insta. Sika educate, yeah, cassava, abum, our real impunto. Sika educate, or don't come up, run, yeah, who are true. Sika educate.
Hello, Ebusiafo. And then my time, my late. Me, I mean, my late, but I still wanted to drive by with the drive-by conversation, and I'm a person and be having. And I have video in so dear. What the crown now with young chrome then watching and now sorry. When your notification now will be to me about baby. I dear back who I'm a person, Miss Busiafo, and say, Miss Remo. Subscribe to my Sika Educates channel YouTube. Momo ame why. Na moa na mobeye. Many that's one more. Inti momo ame why. Na message enye Facebook nko ana chese. Omo baby bi nso so. Eti bi enya kwan ahwe bi. Nti abusua ma beto a mechia wo. Ekuya Sika. Mia minie. Porn star 1. Mia nkasa minie. Ekuya P number 1. Miamini entino enra mi nua bi frɛ me ena na edidi abrabo mu nkoma na fe wo kofa question bi bae wo bisa me say enti we your sister ana say young girl a wasi so na papa panimu bi a wo hwa wo ne mfie no difference kese ewo mu a ese wo twema no ana ese wo ni obi a when you see be at 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, no. As I say, we advisable say we best so any pakro so. Na when in an antiama na kwa wari mu ana question ana minuan will be salmon no. Na no na me person me di tudwa na ye nyina so ye didi ho nkomo na obi anso ekire na dwen e wo comment na se na chese ye nkomo no ye di aye kwa ne se ye ko pese me hunu madwen enti wa wo hwe me bia no wan comment a me hu ni pakro enti me chia obi a wo hwe bia. I can see say people are jumping on me chia mo nyina but baby a me streaming video ni free no wan comment a me hu ni pa wa joining video no enti se wa bete ho nso na one person me hu dia ene no. So the question that I was asked yesterday and say, is it advisable for a young lady or somebody who is single, who is a woman, to date a guy age difference, wide 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 years. That was the question that I was asked. In fact, nipa ni bisa me question no necessarily me dwen ho kakra. Enti me ka kire nipa ni say echena ne mema ne answer. Enti answer me de ma nipa kro no. Ono na me pesa me di tudwa na ye di ho nkomo na wo nso so wo kire me wadwen na chese ye nyina ye ko. Sister Sheila, God bless you. Gladys, God bless you guys for jumping on. I love you so much. Mwah, mwah, mwah. I know it's late, but asem no necessarily ka. Me de na na ye me say nyin man deliver baby na me hon tormentino. I have to talk about it. Enti no me dwen ho and my conclusion is this, is that one, as a woman, we all have different tastes and preferences, things that we like. Obi ohonomwa wope obi a one ne age the same. Obi nso so wɔ hɔ a ɔpɛ obi a n'ani afi kakra ɛsen no. Empo ebi mu nso wɔ hɔ nom a ɔmo pɛ mpanimfoɔ. We all have different preferences in this life. We can't all be the same. And so that is the first thing. But for me, the whole point of what I want to say is say, what is the reasoning and the thinking behind relationship now? Because I have observed a trend, especially with young youngsters here on Ghana. And a lot of women, young women especially, I imagine say relationship is a time for cash cow. Cash cow, a cow that's oyisika. So the person, the whole purpose of the relationship, and they say, Papa na nyini dia, say me o 25. Na say bema no opeso wane me nante no, e wo 45. Of course, wabo bra sen me. Inti at 45 no chances are that we sit down be a 1 2 be. We will scabi wo ho. We japade bi wo ho. Ya enu nti no enu na me kwa akope bi. Meanwhile no, me kofo obi a ne me mfie ye pe no a enipa no afei no ono nso be dabi ebe yi. Da ben no ba be yi. Enti ano de me mpe obi afei na me ne bebo bra. Me pa ben wa ha. So the first point that I wanted to make to Minuan is say, what is the purpose of the relationship? Is this somebody that you truly have feelings for? Is this somebody that you truly find exciting? Obi a wo pesa won ne tena se bobra. And now say you are just in it for the cash cow. Say nipa no obema usika. And now say we free say ne afi na ebi won ne ho nti no. Ebi won ne ho nti no, because that is a myth too. The fact that the person is 20 years older than you does not mean necessarily say sika no ho. It's me who maybe a Oma quick try sa cash cow idea no na sa plan no a backfire big time, because we become no papa no be an uncle whisker. But I na ma brabo imu a niema bia timi sisi nkwanhia bia timi sisi wa brabo no no. The person has gone through major challenge bi e me bia ne sikasem na be basa e bia BBC na wari guye onya accident, something happened affecting nipa kro no. Enti ne sikasem no ncheda nkoyi se ne na free set tie no. And a lot of women have gone into such relationships being disappointed. Sister Sheila Amajo, mwah, 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 mwah. I love you ladies. Mikasa munyina amadeda. Amajo de minim so nae, but I thought a lot of you guys would be asleep by now. Obviously not. And it depends. Some women also are attracted. Senior Sister Sheila Graham Walker said, some women are attracted to maturity, potential maturity. Papa penimu bi or wa or they back table. But again, I put a caveat to that because to me personally, and from what I've seen in my lifetime, age is not equal to maturity. Meaning papa penimfo bi omo 50s mo. Ya kire se 77 mpredua nyansa pa edi nyansa e wa abrabo emu ni bi. Abrabo musuehunu 0. And I've also met young guys 25 no bie na no no one wo kasa. Asem we be pie fi na no and the death of wisdom e wo nipa na asem a wo kan at 25 no. Utimi hu se nipa no na dwene mu do e nipa na fati bie bi mu aba abesene. And if you're just using age to judge, so the person is more mature, he's older, and therefore he's wafa brabomu and he's going to be wise, sister. I have met guys in their 50s, late 50s, 60s, simple. Inyansa kakrakra biniho. Kofa 35 bikurankeye. Because some people go through life and are very reactive people. Intino adiana fa ya anyama nkoyi no. Wansha den sua bibi emfiri mu. Osua ye kra no a, osua ye no. It went through one side of the brain and came out the other side. Unsua nyansa bi emfiri. Te bia na wo fa mu nimu. And if you're judging just based of nipani age, no one share nipa no ankasa individual ni ya sister one hwe ya beti. So the point that I was trying to make to Minya back at one and say, it is not necessarily about the number, age, you know. You see, age is just a number. Limiti here ya menya 40. It is just a number. And obisi, how many more we say 29. Obisi medi 33 years. I accept it. Whatever it is the person said, it made me feel good. So that's what I'm going with. But at the end of the day, no. Enye emfie na nipa na die per se, but what is the person bringing to the table? Eno, me to me no, ehu hia. Any idea wo the relationship ni mo. And also yeah, factor ese we consider. Depending on the age gap nso so a ewo wo ne papa ne ntam. Ebia yes, some young guys are matured as compared to the older guys. Yes, it is true. So that is the point I mean, make you say maturity is not a factor of age. It is a factor of experiences and nipana film, whether they're young, old, or mature. And lessons are what me afa if you are babon sem. And no, that is what makes you a mature person. Maybe sure say 50 or 40 now, and no me mature. But what have I been through in my lifetime? And what valuable lessons have I learned out of it? And no, that is what distinguishes a person. Say, oh, nipa so messy. Na dream do. Asem no, no. So number one, what is the purpose of the relationship? Who kwasa uko prisikania japadi? Is that why you're going in with an older guy? Because omo yesa no empepi no obekom bewie na se senia no ofi senke skata ho ne binta ho sa no a no omo pe escape route or pe kwan adwane, because the reason for going into that relationship wasn't one of genuine love and affection for nipa no. And the fact is wo person ne nipa no bobra, it was all about papa na niefi mehwe na awabobra sika wom enti na me nkwaji bi. And that is a selfish mindset that a lot of women have. To me, no, it's not a good thing. I dare say, madam Fubi, no catch me. Or see a dream pa, and in Yamishiraso. And it is true. So what dream we are fine, now what dream we are kind, na say a nipa na what tias na wo a dream one in you. People may take advantage. People may do bad things to you. But at the end of the day, no, nyame shira no we shira no. And that is the gospel truth. So wo free say wo pese wo di nyansankro no ko bu obi na relationship na wo komu no. Enye do na wo de ko na mmom se wo bekwa akoye yie free ho sister. Then you're not being when nyame ade anyankopo won hwehwe ase ye be ye no nya no na wo ye no. Good afternoon, Sofu Mami. I hope nyame adom wo ye. And that is the point number one I made to me niaba. What is the purpose of going into such a relationship? Genuinely, no, would do nipa no, it be a nipa ni ye bi, and answer bibi. There is something that is a physical and a attraction to that person. I nunti. Upese wuni nipa no mo commit na mo bobra ni ko animu anase we ye cash cow. Ko wakwa akohwem sika no ejapade aboso ejapade enso menim baby a wode ko because 6 foot no won't be fa baby a emu bia anko baby a. So me I don't understand that. But that is one point. Point number 2 ni say ebia we 25. Papa enso a wo be. The guy is 55. The guy is 60 years. There is a 35-year gap between woni nipa kro no. Sebi mpreduasa wo papa pa na woni ne kwa akonante. Because 30 and 35, 25 years age difference, you know. What do you guys physically, you know, what would you have in common? I'm not saying it's right or wrong. I'm just putting questions for you to think about what I'm saying. Because you know, when you're with somebody for the long haul, no, it is not a one-day event. Ebia nipa ne te ho no kaakaya bakosem bi. Yemfa ne se me te ho yi. Me kunu was 70 years no ka 1950 asem bi esiye ene bibia. I cannot relate to what he's saying. It's what would the two of you have in common? Mo interest no difference bebem. It is only papa penimu me a me ye 40 a me sisi me ho so yi na me kofa 70-year-old a we pensioner no a. When I want to be up and going and have fun and ono abre, he wants to be home. And that is also something that you need to consider. It means as a baku for diminishing standards being near maybe away. It's like you have to adapt to moho and in paper, say age gap near baby sanwa. Papa penimu away 70 no. Or person adapt to cry. How many 60-year-old guys do you know who go to nightclub if that is what you want? Because maybe they are the nightlife kind of women. They want to be, once or twice a month. Well, and if you're going out with such a guy who was 40, who was 70, where is the woman then? Because 70 or no 7, he wants to sleep at 7 p.m. Also 7, I feel now dream baby I will come. No be dry yes you why uti asha Brazilian hair be bontini. And so I'm just trying to raise all these things. Sister Sheila is saying, like you put it, is based on the purpose for which you're going in for such a person. It is true, but some people have a false so what I'm saying is that a 40-year-old and a 70-year-old, 30-year age gap, it's a sour dream. Hey, Bia, send American, you're 25. The guy is 50, 55. At that time, most of times, I mean, can't say all the time, but most of times, hey, Bia, ubekum, Papa no wawari pain. He's already had his children and all of that. And so he's gone past that baby diaper changing part of the face of the life. And a lot of guys at that point, they are not interested in a baby, the way co football lesson, the way. I am saying this thing from real experience, guys. A Nipano at that time is not interested in that. At 55. Once so be our buyer, we are 25, we are 30, now you are ready to want to be a family woman. Who per se baby, who per se, you want to have a family. Any partner so say, me way no menya 25, Miami dearie abesene. So I'm not interested in that. What do you do at that time? These are all factors that people need to consider. Don't just caught up in the romantic side of things. As a so you're practical thinker. Now we dream a dear no go into intotos and sana de ho akwa shame. Asama mi ken atun krofo bebre. That is why I'm telling you, say it is based on experience. People that I love and care about closely find themselves in this situation. I'm making. And to get out of it is difficult. It be a nipa no kra no when you're 55 no a wo ye 30 no we share ofoforo no and nam say osisi wo so a eya na meme bi ohodom at that age no whilst they're not interested in the family and ye be wo near change diapers age no sa scenario no they equally because they found that they are growing older. They want to relive their youthful exuberance. And so a lot of guys at that age are just looking for a youngish woman to excite them and do funny and interesting and romantic things to them. But it be a one so that time when you break why yes our romance in every say who person will settle down. Women at that age 30, wako school no do now you just want commitment. Who person will settle? 55 so one why ne hwan ni na wo ne baby so no asesa diapers na wie. They say we who so back okra. into 55 to 60, no, he wants to get out there again and see how young he can feel again and test a few things here and there. Into ukokona kososa papa ni bimua. Na efe wadi upie baako mienu ne o have fun bi no ani age efe ebeko wiase no. When you're now grounded and you now think, so this is the guy, I love him, he's so good, he's amazing, oh my God, he's mature. Now, yes, I didn't in area. Now, if you know, serious talk for serious people. Bruh, say many John. Person kokoye me ho ade ani etena. Na me pinya baba ko mienu bi a mepe. Na papa na twe ne ho. Because that isn't what he wants. He has had his children. Ne mamiensa, ne manai, ne mensia, ne mamiensa. Wa mo da. He's had them already. Won so afe na won so aye ready sa wo be settle no aye you also won penisa. Meanwhile no, when na have fun. Mfie mienu, mfie nine, mfie num. What are you going to do? That's what I want you to think about. These are all scenarios. They happen. Real life scenarios. And I may discuss it. So, for me, depending on the issue and the circumstance, situation, you need to be truthful to yourself. And to me, if there's a big age gap between Wuni Nipanua, each person needs to lay their cards on the table from the onset, so that there's no disappointment, so that everybody knows, baby, I would jina a relationship. And now, me hear a friend is saying, Kamala Harris, latest vice president, one more interview be a CNN, and I know we describe the time we share any nipa will make you move near free him. It is not directly related to what I'm saying, but Papa can say be. And it's left an indelible impression on me. Say, Papa ni say, wano wawari pen, awo ne mami you know say, and wo jai and wabi hu Kamala ya wa penny. What's your share no? Baby, I know any near drone. And ya fin wo be yen chim fana kakra na ebe messy about abeye honey darling bia. He put his cards, he laid it on the table, said, guy, woman, this is what I'm looking for from you. Ubeye anasa wonyo. And that is what I'm saying. Say pretty early on, if this is something that is really going to stand the test of time and you guys want to commit to each other, each person should lay their cards on the table. What are you expecting? What do you want out of a sitting? Make that clear from day one. Mami anya say 13 ne 14 time and ye teenagers na will be better letter bro. Samukaya secondary school. The brightness of the day has given me a dear opportunity to write to you this nice, sunny, lovely afternoon. And you are the only wele on my watch and the only one, sir, the only sugar in my soakings, sir, time, and yet 35 and 55 for a trot was all the time. It is not the time to now be messing about and be, fantasizing about something. Those are for teenagers. Into no krena me person be catch on say if you're deciding that is the way you're going to go in nipano manente ne ho ase from day one. Send me 25, me 30. What I'm looking for is a committed relationship. I don't have children. I want to have a family. So dear na Papa ne hwe ne ho no so ya papa panimu na se fan no opeso wo have when you pie no aye ne Gucci handbag no de wo na mabontene no wo hwe efe mudu keten so so no de wa exercise ahwese sa styles na wotimi ye ne 30 wotimi da so ye ne 55 no. Then he'll tell you. And if it floats your boat, you go for it. If it doesn't, you no one can say waka pass. No one foul baby. One antivirus that see the cockroach in my cupboard. Yes, sir. Kan kukuwa mu no kure echire nipa no from day one. Then nipa no hunu baby a wojina. And make it abundantly clear. That way, no, obia ntimi mfili se na guy ya me pe no amado no e de me kuma nyina di nachi na efe de wadada me de ani ho. Because from the first outset, from the onset, everybody has been clear about what it is that you want. Obia kan kuku emu no kre. So if all the guy wants is to outlive his youthful exuberance and go into his pension years, and he's just looking for company, that's a one so no companionship no ade a appeal to you now wo kodia and you know what to ho ase say companionship na moye e basem bia ni ho. You're just both going to have fun and you're going to enjoy yourself till the end of time, and that is that. So papa no so free say, oh sister me penasem we ni baby okay me ne be wo ba ko bi, even though say me wo me mother that me nye ready say nka me we, but for her sake and I want to be with her nti me your dia na no so that is another option. But if it's not going to work out and the person you and Nipano want different things and so there, then you know no be penny baby atena, then there is no hard feelings on any side, is what I'm saying. And see, and also so another point. And also konkoton. Number 4. You are 25. You're full of energy. Emma 25 no. Efe na ye ho sisi ye ho so our hormones are beginning to stabilize, and some people, and this is different for different women. But generally no sisi so say wesua de awie and things are beginning to settle down. When your first job will be a wo any ade papa penimu no so de sister, men with the way they are and pempi no from bare 15 no kramaka, some of them start even younger than that. They start having sex from teenage 12 15. What cheap girl be wo kukwemu baby no miamia no no de nsa hwehwe no ho no aye ni say no will try no will experiment until 55 no sister. He's had a lot of practice. Why ye ni obeye nyina de baby obedi afa nyina we di afa ho awi 30 no afa na won so no humu asori a you want it to be a open 4 times a day, open 3 times a week, open de bia enipa no so a wo pese wo yesa no wonu ho watra ho na no na meka kwoti ahodo ho asem mutie ya sa 50 to 60 kwana de na bri o abri a ye de ba be chikele wele di aye tatale won so wo ebunu ne ajeje no ho. So night and day, how are you going to do it? Because equally, I've seen girls and guys do this thing. Say, obani a young, sexually, no, they are not matching. If the girl is so frustrated, she's so disappointed. Now, na papa penny Mr. Otia, na Mr. Odiwa baby. Ubia wane ni mfie ye pa wo pene dance anadwumu no nyina we de besi ne so a wo betimi, because ankre can do papa penimu no wontimi nye oga landlord no go fit do am senya wo peno no sa ish ash no sa de na you want to feel no the guy he can't wontimi nye. He wishes he could, but he can't. To every rule, there is an exception, obviously. There are some very healthy, middle-aged, 55, even 60-year-old guys. What they will question them who are more debate. When they 35 for crabby to miracle 100 meters, where we need. But that is in the minority. And that is just sending your body near honam, your physiology in a city. And remember at that age, they already nipa mention who so year na say, there are health issues. And nipa no blood pressure, it be a cholesterol kakra ho, it be a gout kakra ho, it be a friend is saying high blood pressure in robi a wo fefentino. I kwaku donsuo no wo pagya ne ho na sefe na ade ni bedi agora. By the time ne be so a wo pese kwaku donsuo should get to work no. kwaku don't see atiada. Oh, ebi ana prostrate bi kra start yi ni tin kakra kakra. Iti ade no wan hyada nkɔ na sɛ nea wopɛ no. And then a lot of young women become frustrated and don't know what to do with themselves. If they resort to Mr. Odi and Mr. Otia. Na papa penimu awara na ne tifie na beda ni Mr. Otia or help. Or help we are now disconnect yes ya bonti akofa young guy be say papa fa boss mami because you know fit do am. You know fit do am well. Send ya me pen. I mean, these are all things that we need to think deeply about because there are a lot of unfulfilled women walking around like wounded lions because wakofa papa bi a oye 25, 30 years older than nipa no. Nem paswa good day so any bako and you're so disappointed said sir. These are the things that came to my mind when I was talking to my sister last night. And gave her an answer this morning. I say, what is the reason and the purpose for going into this relationship? Equally, no, and maybe so her. So high libido no ni bi. One shada hair. 1 month to cry besina ye need no and fan. Fine. With the other to Sandia, and your only papa penny moon be match it. Into what to me the tutu ano the fefa no mouse no I could for ho baby na it's me you are the no so kakra. Satisfied. Good for you. But if you are that kind of a person who is very sexually active, will libido no was soro. One kasa wunim say wunya 3 times a week and I wash she. Now kofa uncle, bra, papa penimu, or penny uncle. Kwaku don't you edebe match with young girl for the one match it. And you'll be very frustrated and you resort to things that you would never in your wildest dreams think to say you can even do such a thing. I've seen it. I've seen innocent women. And ma makuma muye when yes player for any bia. But wabeto situation need to be a bimwa ne tono. And we are all human beings, you know. I don't judge anybody. Because when you be situation more, when him send me a jam shishin but I am just giving advice. Eti ube who say nipa bisa no, wakoto papa penny means openo sempa. But the fact of the matter is sexual pleasure, no day. And so Intina nipa no we resorted to say as a so ko baby, no ko bibi, no one ye. Oh, yes, there are women too who choose to date younger guys, but that also comes with a whole different set of issues. Compared to a bar where you're younger, wakofa papa penimu why frustrated. No? Papa younger guy no what the fabric one. A whole that is also a whole different kettle of fish. Sister Sheila, that is also another side to that. No. The issues that are presented there are completely different. No. Look, I work corporately. And I've done so in England as well. Ghana cry. But kakrana mi who England ne has say and this is even not just with African culture, just women as general. You are down phobia. She is in her mid-50s. Mid-50s. One pen papa for she wouldn't date anybody young, older than 40. Meanwhile, no, in the mid to late 50s. Why? Same difference. Why 55? No, I feel no so ne sorry. She is at the peak of ne libido no. Wo probi nso so a obetimi de asi ani de ama no se ne ope no. All night long de ani bi and wo no wo hwehwe. It's at 55. What are the chances of meeting somebody who is also 55? Ebia 60, at the early 60s, up to even 65 and 70. Now 70-year-old, 65-year-old, 60-year-old, no. Round so no bet me akose. Adie yenya yes wo ma no ho so na bibia bebom na atiada. Because adie no be catch them say kotie with different types. Until at that time, at the end, a good night. It is time to be resting. Until nyɛ time bia na wobɛtumi ayɛ no sɛnea me nua bɛyi wɔpɛ no. Until she's understood herself. And she dates younger guys who have that youthfulness in them. I won't bet me up him no wakateno so send your wash. Who's our brofun so dear? Woman fast they tell you as it is. And I love them for that. That they're just bluntly honest. They say it as it is. It will catch them. So on there. 55, 60, no. There be. One to me, yeah. No send your pen on. Into wasting the time because that's what she wants. And pay older women dating younger men, no, be our or she's ever been in a relationship that has been toxic. And so now in her older age, she feels to say it is time for her to live the rest of her exuberance, her youthfulness. She wants to live it to its fullness. And sana a lot of the times, that is what it is. And the young guys who also agree to date older women, and also a young girl or person or a cash cow, or papa penny, the same thing but reverse roles. Young guy no so penny say where 25 will be dating mommy 55, 60. But who say mommy bobra? Look at this mansion that she owns. She sika mommy wo na me te ho amebre. I mean, tina mami hu no one no establish me, no one nye. How many older women do you know who have been married to younger men with such big age gaps for a long time? Tell me, not many. Yeah, papa. Kufuor. His wife is a good few years older than he is. And that is normal. 5 years, 3 years, 2 years. Many of us have parents who are like that. I've seen a lot of that. But the age gap I'm talking about is not 2 years, 3 years, 5 years. Make a big age difference between the two of you. Wouldn't me match it. Wouldn't me match our age. Into 55, no, I will date 40, 37, 35. Now, on the boyfriend, me cry there 35. Well, no, you're 56. Well, ben, you're 56. April, you. Your boyfriend, you're 35. Ne bani yam bapa. But that's what she wants because for her, no, when he has sika, she has everything. She has a house, she has a car, she's comfortable, the pension you're sorted out. When she can live comfortably in her pension. Until she just looking for companionship. That is all she wants. And until any panel or befefa ne ho ade na no befefa ne ho 2 years no kwanfa ne ho. Next, dating up or bepa. That is her life and the mindset. But for some women, they actually get committed into this thing and they want to settle and live with this person. And these are the sorts of people. So the person can discuss, reaching out to some say. At the end of the day, you know where you are in your life and what you're looking for. We are 30, 31. I won't worry, yeah. Won't worry that maybe you've been married before and you've had your children too. Into war ban, once worry, won't peba, once war per commitment. Papa no so aye ne de wo baby, wono so aba, and mo behia mu na mo pesa mo committing na mo, to keep each other company. That is fine. But even there, the woman has to be true to herself. Say, Papa, he meets my every need. And I say he can meet my every need. He's young and vibrant enough. There are some 50-year-olds, sister. At they are 35, remember bit to me, and 50 no bit to me a yatra. Because nipa no ahwe ne ho so ye, he minds his health, near wo die, he's physically active in ne ho sisi ne ho so. And then there are young guys where dibanku ne fufuo amanefo adoa enti he wosi usu kra say he fish awo ho means you because he just can't want to me when stamina not to do it. Enti eno so ho. Different strokes make the world go round. Different niyama. There are different scenarios. I get that. But papa penimu, se papa penimu aye nyina aye nim no. One year exception to the rule. Wahwe ne ho so, wa didi ye, no wa exercise. Na ne ho sisi ne ho so wa stamina no. Na si ye ka ye general papa penimfo yi bi de a. So we hwe yi. Because na make no. So for so many different reasons and factors no. Ade no nso da more number se ne wo pe no. And if you're that kind of a woman who has a very high sex drive, which doesn't meet and match up with Bear a lot of women end up doing things they don't and never in their wildest dreams thought that they could do. Some go into to find younger guy, some get into a friend is saying same-sex relation. If I tell you the things that are me and the things that are brought before me now, it be a humpa. It be a hum. It's ya someone a foot to me the mammy near back it one was that know yourself. What is it that you want out of your relationship? What is it? Then I will share. Nipa na wone ne kɔ. What is your reason for even being attracted to nipa no? Ɛyɛ nkɔmmɔ bi ɔne wo di. Ɛyɛ nhwɛsopa bi a wɔhwɛ wo. Ɛyɛ buo ne nidi a wɔwɔ ma wo. And they said you guys just roll as a couple a obi aye equal partner with relationship ni mu. And now say wo hwɛ ni bottom. The imaginary bottom a wo free say wo ho. Na enu nti wo ye papa penimu based on age. Wo di wani bu say obi oye 55 there. By this time wakwa brochi aba or see what tisakumono or see what spintex or see what East Legon. We see dan mienu bi enti me ne tena obenya dan na obetimi ama mi sika de akoye mi business bi ni ade. That is not a committed relationship, is it? Obani take advantage of a good dear near japadia will free say nipa no wo kopia japadia na ama no. So she has her mindset why she's going into this kind of a relationship, and it is not for the fact to see what do nipa no no person one netena. Oh, say nemre mu no se ne nyankopon esi ehye se nkama ne mema betena wa aware mu no. It is becoming apparent to me that people go into marriages for different reasons. And it is not what nyame share no. Say a man will leave his parents or bounce be Janet dear and the two shall cleavage, cleave together, no, living together. And then no, or more pesa cleavage, no, so you hear bear 5-10% to be paid. A man and member no are now in 2021, especially in Ghana community. No, there's another reason. Obi dear ne so sister no ho fe woni ne wo a o ma ho be fe nti na me mfa na sa yen a ye tu kwan kwa ama no ni sister no wo paper yi wanya dan bi tim nti me ne tena obeboa me ama me nso ma me nkrata. Ulterior motives. And there are a lot of people walking around as wolves in sheepskin, especially guys and some women too. Enti papa penimu. Look, let me tell you guys a story. I'm full of stories, right? And this thing happened in London. Mami, young, nice, beautiful girl, bia okona sorry. Eja usuro nyame kwa sorry. Sorry ni muno. Wani na mu an yesi elder. Sorry elder. Ehun no. Nani jene ho na pastor ne hwese ne papa dikin wo ye sister ya. Wetimi hu sese wan hwe ne ye ne wo man fabrics bi antomu a obehwe no akopa nimguase de aba ne esi elder. Wo hwe na sister no wani je ho a wo ba asori ye hu se wo yiri bia ene na kokoye no ho ade ne ntena. Papa ji penny sister nso ani age say when you obi o wa sorry nim deacon chese obi abu no near regarding wa sorry nim e na omo koye fiade so omo nyina wa London ti omo ye fiade no in absentia e na omo ye wedding kakra e wa London ho this girl has been to school, a degree, a master's, and she's big in one of London Borough Councils in Bakum, or your manager crowd or department to be at that age. Nti papa him so wa arrive. Not knowing say papa no woni nkrata. Nti ne ho a wode bata sister nyina, it wasn't genuinely so wo sister no. Ade bi a sister no wonti and wo pese wo ne tena. Ti omo ye wedding, sister edi onim so na koma mu fine, we shia be ma odo no. Papa pam ne de chen nkrata ne to anche hi adwuma a waye ne bibia influence decision 6 months near the indefinite ama papa nsaka onyariye. And the hurtful part of the whole thing so say well yes sister na san wasan bonatena se am so aka ho ne na wo mema miensa 8-year-old 5-year-old 3-year-old 3 boys no ne sister na wo ye na wo tie sister na no mu nsemu a wo last boy ni wiye no and ohun say papa no ne ni sesa his actions and his way towards her. No, things had changed for some time, but it really got really bad at that time. What happened? She say when you're indefinite in every. Oh, Sister Aisha, there's a big difference between infatuation and being in love. Exactly. Eti papa no kura de men ka say infatuation eye ania ade a wo pese wo pretty free sister no honti and wo ye ne sa. And a sister Sister, the 3 boys see one year papa efe wokọ adwuma anadwo dasuo mo fe na no wo ba fie no help with the upkeep of the boys and na papa what's saying it's not just a term bia no ayem tokwa term bia they arguing sister ya edin ya ja asori ba ukoka kra ya nyintu dikin what me nya sa no aye din wo bre ne bre suffering in silence. Iti anopa bi sister ya bo ne homodien dry ne ma e de ne car na kosi omo she drives them to school, comes home, parks the car no the bus e ko ba bia wo ko na dwuma no eti o so te bus ni mu an we decide say am pempin wo betena soro no say London double decker buses na soro ho no o te ho wa kan ne book aka wa ha bonte and it gives you a good pictorial view of baby depending on baby amonenam utimi hu a lot of things. Into what Tim omo bus ne kodru Liverpool Street no station ho no ni kunu na oba bi di nachi a o twi suitcase di nachi sister ne si ohun ye ne yam hye no because time ani kunu fie 5 am ese na danfo bi ko Ghana na opese o hia nipa no o hitro no de aduro ma ne koma ne maame wo Ghana na ofa so ko adwuma and at 9 o'clock no woni obi twi suitcase no the time or the quadruma ne twem dada. So what is this guy doing with this woman? Ti any or see with bus and his gina and stop one see no dear America. No see asumesi nyana ase wo quadruma. Now what are you doing here and who is this woman? Na maame no so a wo twi suitcase no ono so ahwe maame no esoro ne form na ono so ahwe ne bi. Wo say enti no woni London yire no me so me ye ne yire o me ne na ware wo Ghana ya wo man. How do you think that woman felt? You what I say England no how do you think she felt? That woman collapsed, she was hospitalized. The shock of the whole thing was just a bit much for her. And she was just fortunate. She had some good people to so almost so anymore. No wetimi asenjina na so. Yes. But that's what the guy did. Until at the end of the day, no, nkrata no wonti and odi nachi. And the guy was much older than she was. We were mu sister no kra no in Kenya ne so ne bema no but odi emfa sa. Yes. Into why asa nyina wie ye no. Say ne nsa so nachi. Why British citizen. Into wakofa ne yire efi Ghana. Efi de wakais wo yire o. Ene man nan wo Ghana. Wakofa no wo mo ne man nan ne nyina de aba. And now he's abandoned England and focusing on wifey number one with the 4 children. Wants nothing to do with England misses. Yes. Kawo dear, for when you cry to say sister, one cry na boa. Na for any to na her. So we decided some mobile so that would be a decision for sister to make is what better our so and also one toss. But to just abandon her and not even show remorse or gratitude, not look back. Akwentu Omunsem. I'm going to do a series about Akwentu Omunsem coming up because stories in the dorsal. And I need to voice some of these things out. Now, and because too much of this nonsense is happening. Too much. Too much. Obi Beka said, "My sister, didn't she know?" And to what that? And to what that? Me see, there are so many guys walking around. Yes, wolf in sheepskin, a lot. Mr. Aisha say, "Oh my days." Killing the lady. So just a wakunary sister. To find someone who would love you for no reason and to shower that person with reasons, that is the ultimate happiness. Sister Aisha, but how many people have this? Grasshopper, that is how their teeth are. Ready to attack. Sana mema ni bebre etie. Emu ma ni bi nso nye. There are some very dangerous women out there too. But these things that we do and think say we will get away with, we have gotten away with. And those are the things that have bred a lot of wounded lions, both male and female. It is a say, ama trust ne jidie ewo muhumu no. And that has led to a lot of very single women. They would much rather have their peace of mind being by themselves because of nkwasiasem bi afa nanim abesene nti. Pain bi a wo bi akose ne binti. Minim young girl bi a wo ne papa penimu bi nso wo ho. You know, the woman was young, wa bua papa penimu abesene. Papa anymore doesn't even look back to see, say, into the end, what am I paying? So what? Baby. And so the crux of what I'm saying is get to the bottom of the reasoning why you're doing what you're doing. What is the reason? Why? And I hope Papa Penimono. Is he meeting you? Is he meeting you where at your point of need? You know? Na me yes the desious and sensem na ya mema ne bekeka kire no yen susuma ne nwura yetimu. Men know that women are full of emotions. Sa words no waka sebi mpre asa no ama ototo ni mu nyina for pacha no. Be very careful. Be very, very, very careful because men will tell you what they think you want to hear just to get you to a means to an end. That is all that you are for a lot of men. A lot of men, man, we are just a means to an end for them. And lay your cards on the table. When something is sounding too good to be true, sister, it is too good to be true. Believe in that small inner voice of yours. Or can be yet. Because Mimi Jidi said, he doesn't have a big deep voice. What say? That is my personal encounter and experience with him. When God is speaking, it's like this undertone, cool, almost whispering voice. As a relationship ba any papa and I said nebi ntemu to ne befuo sanity. And so when something inside of you is telling you, say, no, this thing doesn't too good to be true. Sister, better believe it. No more winning now. And me, I can tell you on a strong say will be bawa kwem na wo ma w'ani kɔ wo mpaebɔ ho a, it doesn't take very long for God to reveal who this person is and what his real purpose is. Na hɔ no, sɛ woato bo ase the full stop, comma, apostrophe, ato toto n'anim a, na sɛ woankɔbie mu hɔ ne hɔ no a, na ɔtwɛn na wotumi hu nea enti a nipa no wɔba no a, ɛnhyɛ da nyɛ ya bebree. But there is something about intimacy, especially with us women, that yɛne bɛrima bi yɛ saa adeɛ no a, it makes it extremely difficult for you to use your gumption to think after that thing has happened. Ɛnkeka ne sɛ nipa no ne mpa so agudie nso asan so w'ani na akɔ yi ama wo na watumi apem wo ama wo ho asisi wo ho so. Ɛden to be delivered from that thing. Ɛden. And those who are deep spiritual people will tell you so tight. It is a very, very difficult thing. Because these are two souls so intertwining and that act of way, it goes much, much deeper than people think. Look, I say, yeah. No. And my emotions go into that thing. And my dear, Tokrobi na question me di me ho aba no okọ. At yeah man no ebi wo ho a ya ho adwuma wie no, you're lying there and you are replaying it in your mind. Imagine and we saw my tadie and we me am nofo and we hear me say now we hear replay or what do men don't do that. They done they move on waka pass we hear we forget we. But women, we're not like that. And I know that there's in certain situations it is difficult and the inevitable happens, but at least mumia maya ni na ho kakra. I'm very weary of men in churches. I have nothing against them. I'm quite sorry, but I am very weary of those kind of people. Those sheep in wolf skin, wolf in sheepskin. Baby, I saw them no more. I don't even know why they there. Or one person santimonious. So now if you see what Tonyong or yeah, or yeah, praise and worship our man and somebody, so that doesn't mean anything. Because you'll be at least you know what you're getting. He drinks, period. But some saw them no hibaba. Those people, be very careful. And don't be fooled by their sanctimonious hibaba no moye. Some women just fall for that. The guy cries when he's worshiping. Oh my God. Ebi aboni bi awaye nti ne wosu. Enye nwom na awoto no na ewura ne ba bia. Boni. Na dwimu bua ne fo. Ewo nwom na awoto no ho. Enu nti na nipa ne bi a wosu. Nti mo ani na ho. Wanka se mehu yanka. Ma bebre na omugu asieye ene ankafo ene babia no. Those women in mental institutions, if some of them are opening their mouths to tell you and niama ade abema bi di aye no, sister, ubeba wenu. Ma bi nso hu they do it to men too. Very painful. But I'm looking at statistics here, and I'm seeing that women going through that far outweighs men going through that, in my opinion, personally, and my experience, however limited or otherwise. That me who hear me because me your bad. And when I see a woman going through agony, na ehame. I don't want to talk too much. Sister Rita, good evening. It's saying one night. I don't want you to cry tomorrow. When you're making choices about your lifetime partners, when ni hene. Yeah, me nearby womreku, I was say, Bompire say, when yami be whom, mobo send ye be ya, won't worry with townful, won't worry will be a, ye didn't bow life, mo say, one ran on mesh be a crow, one ran on mess say brabo, because the worst thing we women do to ourselves is to go into a bad marriage. I am the first person to tell you, say, going into a marriage that doesn't last and come out divorced and all of that, the implications, the ramifications, and niyama ubefemu asobano, it shapes the rest of your life course. Some people are derailed for life. They are not able to find their way back and sit back on their feet and get on with destiny just because of one wrong move. Obi beka so na say ya ware wo ye na se wo mpemi ase meja no. It is not as simple as that. It's not. E bi nso so anipa no e bedru baby a wo beka se wo mpe bi o ne na kobe 10 years, 15 years, 30 years, 20 years. Ujai, that is 20 years of your life you're not going to get back. And you know, if it's not right, okay, fine, you leave, but you're derailed. And to be able to get back on track, and easy, sir. And easy, sir. And if I were sitting here as an old lady trying to advise somebody, I would say, sir, if there's one thing that you should take your time and make sure you get it right, that's one shot, it is marriage. Or any long-term committed relationship, our person will come beyond. Make sure you know who that partner of yours is before you get into it. If you just follow, oh, papa dear, me sha ne ho jo. Me sha wa ye. Want it me. Why okay? Why okay we he? If you just follow those things, and niswadi huno, now dear no ye draw conclusion, ubeti. Ask God, who is this guy? Who is he? What does he want? Has he been sent to come and ruin everything in my life? And now say, is this a man after God's own heart? Because it is only those kind of men that will put up with you and go through thick and thin with you. Obema, obeba wa kwemu a wontimi nwo no ade wadeja beto abontin wa you be awodo. Did he even understand what marriage meant? And now bema obeye ne papa wa ye taking advantage of obi baba and light made that person think say wo ope. Meanwhile na ye nkrata na no ope nye nipa no ope. Sometimes I ask myself, and I say, krata na ope na nya krata na kwe na wo a oni nipa no be wo ma miensa. But that is a classic example of obi a waba. He's just coming to come and ruin your life. You see, sister, she's single. She's got 3 kids. And I'm not saying it is impossible, but let's face facts. How is this person going to meet somebody else? Yeah, nipa no oba no nso nya opportunist. This is sister, ono nso konya papa bi a ebi a ne yire awu bi anase ono nso afri bitter marriage bi mu, and they can find some common ground. But a beye din. Ese sister, ebekwa kwenya be me bi ono onwo da oba beso obi ba me nsem so wo hwe no. It's not easy. There are 1 or 2 or 3 guys who will do it, but if we take a sample space of 100 men, how many people will do this? Sister Jordan, how are you, darling? Appearances are often deceptive. Sister Aisha, I love you so much. Appearances are deceptive. Don't be fooled by empire utimibo, nensa utimimaso. Nyana menso mama me dear sweet, and I need dear so same me dear. Don't be fooled by those things, especially some men no more AS for me or me a spiritus for those people. Be very, very careful of them. Because half of the stories that I am going to be talking about is about those people. And sometimes I ask myself, what are these people doing in a church? Bongo bar, Tottenham, then I know the caliber I'm expecting. But when mo ebi mu crowd and kabongo bar me money 10 times better, I'm telling you. Because they lead women into a false sense of security. Say, oh, eja, me a spiritus, me kwa sorry. A panel so ya sorry nintino. Ya sorry for. Don't be fooled. Do not be fooled by that at all. Or kwa sorry doesn't mean anything. A GD and nipano and ni relationship to the nyankopon. The yantro money mumaso. He's a church goer, doesn't mean he's a Christian. He attends all the Bible services in the church, does not mean what Jinyami did. Or bonfire from 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. still does not mean what Jinyami did. Akumemu. Akumemu no ni asem no. Yesi tire nso nya bofre, mo akopɛ mu akɔhwɛ. Ehumo braware. Seta, that's how we pick a topic now. That is a topic I ever be discussing very, very soon. Ehumo bro aware. And I have a classic example of that one too. Ehumo bro aware. Ebia no be a show. Oh, wa show wa boa o mofrem. When you need you know that you don't want. But situation. Man wana ebeka se menye. Nso wo no. Oh no, you know, you don't want. It was circumstantial. And the betraying part of the whole thing in the story, I'm new and they say, Obano, your sister, come be. And wako wari papa bia, wo boa her no time anu san, but papa no sebi in prayer diasa, or togu ne naso. Now her brother no, now her sister no, me more nipada. But when you look at the two people, come on, guys. Night and day. I say, my sister, come away. I mean, when you look at the two, mismatch. But maame ne ka say, oh, waboa me, mintimi nya ne bone ntime ware no saa. And once they got married, she focused. Why not dream say, look, this is my life. Menya ware na wie and misro nyame, me nya ware enti se na etie bia mesiesie. Papa ne na wo mu ma mienu awie no. Papa ne de ne kwatenam. Papa no togu ne na so no. Wadenam. No open don't come. They say crowd they were new catch. And we're jamming near bay. And then call nice, beautiful girls. I wish I could show you their pictures. A brofo ma papebi. And he's gone to this new other person. And then now we'll crack home. And we'll abandon the and the two children. And like I'm saying, they are both women. And the person causing the problem is the guy. But what I'm saying is, when you look at the wife and the new woman now, or Conan Chen, when you look at the two of them, and Ubeka say, I mean, so you left this to go for that. I mean, what are you doing? Yes, but he did. He did. And you ask yourself, what is this? Young, nice, beautiful girl. You say, what woman? What framing no assistant they say, me and my born to in one pe. Or no, our year sacrifice no when him say be man no but waboa no nti befa ne saa. Wafa ne saa real. Ye be man e beda na se no. Until at the end of the day, we need to pray for discernment. Marriage is a very, very it is a very big, deep thing. And one wrong move, marrying one wrong guy at that prime age, and to leave that and to now try to find your feet again. So you never ever settle. I'll end the story here. But I hope that you guys have picked a thing or two from what I was saying. Say, marrying somebody older than you, think about it and ask yourself the valuable questions. Why do I want this guy 15 years older, 20 years older than me? Why? Age gap no met me. A cash cow, ni sika bi a wo penti na meko. Ana se sokopempem. Enhye danko yi. Na afe wobenu ho. Na ba beka se na me amesisi me ho so. Beka se wo mesi me so na oda hwem krom. No wanu ho no. Ask yourself those questions and make sure that the things that you are looking for and the things that would make you feel satisfied with relationship indices are there. And sana wajipini. Don't go into such a relationship and then be having extramarital affairs with other people on some other side. And yet, that is my 2 cents. Sis, there are some questions that are better left alone when people make their choices or decision makings. Hey, no kwe, Sister Ajua. But it was a question that my younger sister asked me yesterday. I slept on it and I woke up this morning with an answer. The answer me de man. And I'm ba say me ni obi e ba be share sa answer no. Ebi ana 1 or 2 bi o ho a obi betimi afa no de aboa ne ho. Because people just do things without really thinking. Is it because of total on flick? I don't even understand. And if I will be a question, I want the 30s. Guy in Suswa guy man, he's almost 60. He's late 50s. Into the total on flick. A dear no bet me I no pa, a dear pana pape. Obet me I am a minia bay. It's me dear my foot to only so 1 minute. And I gave her all the factors to consider and asked her herself to some questions and left the decision making for her. Meaning to me, make you be a decision, man. But what I equally don't also want to see is say, nipa na kwakwaya ade na wie no na fe wanu ne ho. Wonu a wonni no kra nkyere papa panimu no one ne wo ho no because keteso sokopempem no ene keteso agudie no it was not what she was expecting. The woman is much younger. Her libido is high. She wants sex 3 times a week. The guy can only do 30 seconds once a week. Night and day. Because, I mean, that is the era where he is. And when in the because you are in 2 different life cycles, so but your mommy penimu equals to papa penimu. You're going through the changing scenes of life together. And it is rare to have somebody whose way is like you guys are so far apart. Some people marry older men and everything is perfect too. Maybe there are some women like that. Sex is not the end all and be all for them. There are some women who can live with men without sex for months on end. They are very, very satisfied with that. Fine. But there are equally women who also have to have it minimum 3 times a week. Obi kura penny debia. Into we a penny debia for na kofa papa penny mu a obetimi 30 seconds once a month. And a lot of our African men are not really good with this praise and worship thing. It's in one to me find Shahokra no betimi ama ho esane in another way kran ka abefa ne sa. And also so am nyade. Papa panimu a ne sinsu mu aye den na odi besi onofo ano no wo be wi afiri ho de be ya pa o. Because they don't have the patience for all that agro thing. Ade na sorry ye no eso odi ye baby odi ye because e beti ada. And it's a factor of age. This is just human, going through the changing scenes of life. What my parents can do at their age now, I'm not sure set time I know I'm 25, but they've aged. And each of them understand that. My parents are in their late 60s. Into your late 60s, sokopim. Any 25 sokopim cannot be the same. You know, he's asleep. Oh, they've gone from the 25 sokopim to 35, 45, 50, and now they are where they are. So that is the point that I'm trying to make. Especially young ladies. Marriage is deeper than money. A whole lot of things. Sister Aisha, a whole lot of things go into marriage. It is not just one thing. It is a combination of things. As a young quine. Ntosu kakra, jene kakra, meko kakra, adwene kakra, kobi kakra, wele kakra, whatever. Na young quine na so. Can't have one without the other. Untimi young quine ntosu nka Chene kakra, not just say it gets the flavor. So guys, you can't have one without the other. Make the right choice. Pick the things that matter most and make an informed decision. Be frank and honest right from the outset about what you're out there looking for. And don't lie to each other. Kanokure, me pedi say, I'm 55. I want this. I'm 25. I want to settle. I want children. Lay it out there from the beginning. Papa penimon into the hoase. Nimsa wampa onko. Also nimsa living my youthful exuberance na papa penimon person or do yes I experiment. No, that is not what you want. You move on. And that is all that I'm trying to say. Into ladies, I love you guys so much. I thank you all for being here. Sister Aisha, God bless you. God bless you. Sister Rita, Michiao. Sister Jodo, Nyamin Shirao. Sheila Majo, Nyamin Shirao. Sister Sheila Graham, Nyamin Shirao. Mo ba ye nyina, mo di omo ho sie ye. Ene omo kasa ye nyina, Nyamin Shirao bibia. And also for mommy, watch the Nyamin Shirao. Sister Gladys, Chese bibia. All of you guys that were here, Mami Sika, Nyamin Shirao nyina. God bless you. I love you. Take care and watch this space. Watching you better discuss it the show's topic. But very soon, I need to really bring this Akwentu Omonsem series out. Now I am starting Kamwasem. Misreo, I'm pleading with you guys. Mon Kosika Educates YouTube channel. No, subscribe. Why? I need your help badly. I want these videos to start to have traction, but it wouldn't if I don't have the subscription. That is how the algorithm for YouTube, that's how it works. Intimacy. Also, now subscribe. No, been so subscribe. Yeah, now message. No, more better no home so swahe. Na eduma na yemre. Na ubia nso enya na yesesu enya. I'm pleading with you girls. You guys are amazing, and I know say mungu many more ase. Sika Educate, no, one word. Who born on YouTube now? You see the channel. Please subscribe. I plead with you. That is my only request today. Mr. And share it with other people so they too will follow. God bless you. I love you so, so much. Thank you all for being here. Hey, I love you. The love is deep. You guys are amazing. And we shall continue this topic. We need to talk about it some more and some other things. Good night if it's nighttime where you are, and good evening or good morning or baby I will be. Bye bye.
Sika Educate, yeah, what Facebook, YouTube, and Insta. Sika Educate, yeah, Casafa, Abumde, our real name, Sika Educate, or don't come up, run, yeah, who are true. Sika Educate. Sika educate. Unyane baby aje. Sika educate. Ain't like you page, you know I am vibe. But more than go YouTube ho, subscribe it. Sika educate is the name. All our man them source and they come from. Inspiration, motivation, modern education. For Franada, when it's here, or don't come or Ekusika Deva. For Franada, Bema Jai, or don't come or Ekusika. Oh, Sika educate, Sika educate. Yeah, what Facebook, YouTube, and Insta. Sika educate, Sika educate. Yeah, Kasafa, Apomodin, our real name, Sika educate.